Everyone thinks Forrest Gump is about luck. A man with a very low IQ stumbles through life and somehow becomes a war hero, an all-American football star, a ping pong champion, a successful businessman, and a millionaire. Luck. That's what everyone says, and that's not even close to true. Forrest Gump isn't about luck. It's about what happens when you stop waiting to be smart enough, and you just move. And if you've ever felt like you're running in the wrong direction, or moving nowhere at all, this one's going to reframe how you see your entire life. The film opens and ends with a feather, floating. No control, no direction, just wind and gravity, and wherever the world takes it. Most people see that and think, my life is random. I'm just along for the ride. But that's a misread. The feather isn't the message. What the feather is a mirror. Because you're watching Forrest, a man literally told he'll never walk, never learn, never be anything. Instead, something impossible happens. His mom looks at him and says,
"Did you hear what I said, Forrest? You're the same as everybody else. You are no different. You have to do the best with what God gave you. You do your very best now, Forrest."
Those lines. That's the hinge of the entire film. Not because it's true in any objective sense. She's lying, right? He's objectively different. Lower IQ, worse odds, physical limitations. She's lying, and that lie becomes the truth that saves his life. Here's where I need to turn this on you. Your parents, teachers, or the voice that raised you probably didn't lie to you that way. They might have told you the truth. You need to be realistic. That's for people like them, not people like us. And you believed them because it was gentle, because it came from love, because it felt like wisdom. But wisdom that shrinks you is just a prettier cage. There's a moment. Forrest is a child. He's being chased by bullies. His legs are locked in braces, heavy, restrictive, holding him back. He's not analyzing. He's not planning. And then Jenny shouts,
"Run, Forrest, run!"
He runs, not toward a goal, not with a strategy, just away. And as he runs, something unexpected happens. The braces on his legs begin to break apart. Piece by piece, they fall off. Not because he figured it out, not because he was ready, but because he moved. This isn't about leg braces. It's about the things that hold you in place. The voices that say you're not ready, not capable, not enough. Forrest never stops to debate those voices. He doesn't negotiate with them. He just runs. And in doing that, the thing that was holding him back loses its power. Forrest Gump doesn't over-explain things. He doesn't try to outthink every situation. When someone tells him to run, he runs. When he's told to play football, he plays. When he's in Vietnam, he follows orders. And when things go wrong, he goes back for Bubba. Not because he calculated the risk, but because it was the right thing to do. When the shrimp business struggles, he keeps going. That's the pattern. Not strategy, not over-analysis, just action and consistency. But here's what the film actually shows. Forrest isn't fearless, and he isn't trying to be anything special. He simply doesn't stop himself. He doesn't sit there asking, what if this fails? What if I'm not enough? He moves with what's in front of him. At some point, this stops being about Forrest. It becomes about you, because you're probably doing the opposite. Thinking more, analyzing more, waiting until you feel ready. But the film shows something simple. People don't get stuck because they can't act. They get stuck because they never start. Forrest starts, again and again, without needing certainty first. You don't need to have everything figured out. You don't need to remove every doubt. You just need to stop waiting for perfect clarity before you take the first step. Because clarity doesn't come before action. It comes from it. There's this framing in Forrest Gump where Forrest is sitting on a bench, talking to strangers about his life. Everything that happened, everything he did, and as he tells these stories, you start to notice something. He never tries to sound profound. He doesn't explain a grand strategy for his life. He just talks. And again, he comes back to his mother, to how she believed in him, how she never let him feel limited by anything. That's it. Not intelligence, not strategy, not luck. Just someone who believed in him before he could believe in himself. And that belief was enough to carry him forward, even when his own mind wasn't the sharpest in the room, even when the odds were against him, even when smarter people had already given up. That belief made him move. So here's what I'm asking you to do. Be your own mother for a second. Stop analyzing whether it'll work. Stop waiting for permission. Stop listening to the voice in your head that knows all the reasons you shouldn't try. And just start. Not when you're ready. You won't ever be ready. Just start. Because the people who change their lives aren't the ones waiting for the perfect moment. They're the ones who got tired of waiting and moved anyway. Maybe you're smarter than Forrest. Probably you are. But intelligence didn't change his life. Movement did, so move.